New at 10, after being cleared of all charges, 3 former San Antonio police officers are looking towards the future.
After 4 weeks of an intense trial, the 3 men were found not guilty of charges connected to the death of Melissa Perez in 2023. KENS 5 reporter Megan Reyna is live tonight with what could come next. Megan?
AC's Henry, this has been an unimaginable 2 years for both Melissa Perez's family, who is not ready to speak about this verdict, and the former officers who have been exonerated. Now they have decisions to make about their future and whether that includes trying to wear a badge once again.
This was never about us versus the Perez family. It was us against an apparatus and the DA's office and the SAPD administration on an unjust prosecution.
Nicola Hood is a part of a joint defense counsel representing Nathaniel Villalobos, Eleazar, Alejandro, and Alfred Flores. The 3 men full of emotions Monday after learning their fate. But LaHood says the verdict is not the end of their story.
So there's going to be more, from back pay to potential getting back their job, reinstatement of jobs, and maybe even potential lawsuits. I mean, everything's on the table.
He says at least 2 of the men are considering becoming a police officer again. However, in a statement given by the city's attorney following the verdict, they said, quote, "We will continue to defend the city in the civil litigation and the discipline issued for the former officers involved."
The chief needs to have a deep reflection with him and all of his staff, including city council, including the mayor. Everybody does, because this cannot continue to happen.
LaHood, along with the San Antonio Police Officers Association president Danny Diaz, argued there has been a public misconception that the former officers were responding to a mental health call. In June of 2023, police were called out to reports that Melissa Perez was cutting wires to a fire alarm system at her apartment. The chief said at the time she had been appearing to suffer from a mental health episode, but the 3 former officers didn't show up to the scene until after Perez struck an officer with a candle.
They were responding to an officer in trouble call, not to a mental health call. And that narrative was going on through this whole trial and, frankly, the whole 2 years, the 871 days that this case was pending.
Currently, our officers are of the mindset, hey, should I even do my job? Because the department doesn't have my back, the city doesn't have my back, and the prosecution, the DA most definitely doesn't have it.
And we did receive a statement from former Sergeant Alfred Flores. He says he and his family are deeply grateful that the facts and evidence were finally presented clearly for the public. He goes on to say, quote, "Our deepest prayer is for everyone directly involved, that in healing, understanding, and truth continue to guide each of us forward," end quote. Reporting in studio, Megan Reyna, KENS 5.